So just a few days ago, I posted my review of the Borison X2 speakers, and I've had these in here for many weeks, listening to them with various amplifiers, and I have really enjoyed my time with them. As I stated in the review, I have a 13 by 18 room, and I noticed with some music, if I turn the volume up too much with the X2s, there'd be a little bit of a loose, boomy bass, like something that sounded a little out of control. And I assumed it was just the room being a little small for the speakers. It wasn't bad. It was when I turned it up pretty loud, the bass would just overwhelm the treble and the mids a little bit. So, upon repositioning the speakers, I tamed it, but it was still there a little bit. And after the review was published, I heard from Joshua over at Next Level HiFi. So I got an email from Next Level HiFi, and after the review was published, he noticed where I said about the bass. I mentioned the bass issue when I turned it up, and it's not really an issue. Again, I just assumed it was a room issue. And he said, I'm going to send you something I want you to try and see if it cures the problem. And there's a new product from Axxess, the same company under the Audio Group of Denmark umbrella, same as Avic, Borison, they're all under the same umbrella. So Axxess makes the Forte amp. They now have released speakers as well. It's the entry range into the whole AGD, Audio Group of Denmark products, right? So they released isolation feet, vibration feet, whatever you want to call them. They're the little pucks you see that absorb vibrations. And he said he would send me out 8 of these and to place them under the speaker's feet, and that it just might cure the problem as well as improve the sound quality further. Now, I was very skeptical. In the past, I've tried some of these type of products. I had the Nordist sort cones. Back in Arizona, my dealer would let me take them home and borrow them, and I'd put them under, say, my CD player at the time, or maybe an amplifier, and those sorts of things. And I did notice a tiny difference back then in the focus of the sound. So anyway, I told Next Level HiFi, send them over, I'll put them under the speakers, and I'll let you know what I think. And all the while I'm thinking, there's no way that these little pucks are going to solve this issue. I couldn't think of how these little tiny diminutive pucks, these feet, would solve the issue. So anyway, they arrived the next day. They came in lovely little boxes, nice packaging, and there are 4 of these per box. They're called the Axxess Noir. Okay, so I pulled up the Audio Group of Denmark website and looked up the Noir, resonance control. That's the word I was looking for, resonance control. Here's what they say about them. It says, maintains the music built on the same principles as the Ansuz, Darks devices. Of course, I could be saying Ansuz wrong. I don't know how to say some of these words. Ansuz, it is what it is. You know what I'm talking about, the Darks devices. I do know those are very expensive. We worked hard to find the right material that maintains the musical and energetic experience. So here's where it talks about what these do. They absorb vibrations that are not directly related to the signal path. The absorption results in an audible vibration feedback, which affects the sound quality, which is what was happening with the X2s in the room. So what these claim to do is reduce, minimize, remove any vibrations from, say, the coupling of the speaker to the floor, if you use them under equipment, whatever rack you have it on. These are going to absorb any vibration that's there. And when you have 0 vibration, right, it is said that you will have cleaner, more focused sound, right? And people who buy these feet, and there's some of these that go into the stratosphere of pricing. These are kind of entry level here. And I got to say, I put them under the speakers. And before they were delivered, for the 2 hours prior, I was back here listening to the X2s, and that bass thing was there if I turned it up, or say I played some electronic dance music and I turned it up kind of loud, the bass would overpower the room. And you can tell this even when being in the kitchen. And for me, it kind of subdued the treble a little bit. So I put these feet in and I played the same tracks, and I turned it up as loud as my ears could take it. and the boominess was somehow completely gone. Stay with me here. It fixed that bass boom. So it wasn't my room. It was basically somehow vibrations from the floor to the speaker, or however you want to look at it, that was causing these little bit of bass vibrations or bass looseness. I don't know. But with these feet underneath each speaker, there was none of that to be had. I was turning it up to the highest volumes I've had it in here, and it was just clean, pure sound. Now, it didn't just fix that bass thing. These X2s kind of changed a little bit. The treble was more noticeable and focused. The mid-range was cleaner and more focused because that bass that was a little loose or whatever was happening there, it was kind of obscuring some of the mid-range clarity. Once I put these feet in, it was like I was hearing them as a new speaker. So I wanted to do this update video to tell you guys that these little Axxess Noirs are actually the real deal. They solved the problem and they made the speakers sound better in this room. So I wrote back to Next Level HiFi, and I'm something along the lines of, I don't know how these are doing what they're doing or what voodoo is sprinkled on these, but they absolutely fixed the issue and the problem. And not only that, but they brought more focus to the sound. The sound stage now, the imaging became more precise, but the speakers still have this big, bold, warm, full, fluid sound, at least when powering them with the AGD Duet amps. I also just got in today the brand new amp from Galleon, Thomas's amp, the A20. This is a Class A 20 watt per channel amp. Looks beautiful. This is made in Canada, and Thomas used all premium parts inside. And whew, when I hooked that amp in with the Borisons, the sound became a little fuller in the mids, a little more velvety, and it just sounded luscious and luxurious. Beautiful, beautiful. So another winning amp with the X2s. I'll have a review of that soon. I'll have a review of the AGDs in the next 2 days. I have, I think, 8 things here in for review right now. So lots to get to, but I did want to mention these Axxess feet, the Noirs, or discs. I don't know if they're called feet. They're vibration isolators, whatever. I don't get too much into those things usually. Because some of these things can be priced so crazy, it's hard for anyone to try it. But these, I don't know the exact price of them, but they are the more affordable entry level, right? And they work. I do know that they did fix the little bit of a bass issue I was having in this room with the X2s, and now they sound absolutely beautiful. They sound like the ultimate speaker. That was my thumbnail of the review. Are these the ultimate speaker? And I would say if you're going to have one set of speakers and you have the room to do it, the X2s can be your ultimate set of speakers. At this point, I think I now own 4 sets of speakers. I have 7 sets here, and they are just fabulous. They're still in the system, as you can see. So these work. They're awesome. You can get them at Next Level HiFi. You can probably buy them online from their website, or you can email them a question if you have a question about them. So that was it for this video, quick and easy. I just wanted to update you on that, and I will see you guys in the next one in the next day or 2. So stay tuned. I'll see you then. Bye.